Okay, cool. So now this is recording. All right, so I got 10 ways for you to push through adversity. That overwhelming feeling, that discouraging feeling, that feeling like this, the road ahead is too much for you. It's harder than you thought. You don't see how you're gonna get from where you are to where, now that you see everything laid out to you. Like imagine you're standing at the bottom of a very, very low hill. And you see this uprising hill and this big old mountain, and the mountain is so far away, but the mountain's so big, you can still see the mountain. It's so far away. At the top of that mountain, you see everything you want. You see your house, you see your bank account, you see your vacations, you see your family, and they're happy and they're smiling. But then when you look down in front of you, you see there's mud, there's swamp, there's alligators, there's lions, there's thorns, there's fire, there's explosions, there's monsters, there's demons. All this stuff was in the path, and that's the only way to get there. But you know you got to go through it. Woo! Whoa, boy. They didn't tell me about this. I got you, though. All right. So these are the ways I use and what I teach and what you should be incorporating into your life. Take real good notes. I'm recording this. It's going to be on the replay. But listen, if you guys are working with me, I want you to understand this. You've never had money, or you've come from a broken family, a poverty-stricken family, or you may be living comfortably and you want to get to where I am, or your idol is, or whatever you define as success. And you guys have hired me or paid me in some way, shape, or form to give you the information to be successful. You should take it seriously. I'm not just doing this just for the heck of it. I'm doing this because I care. All right, and I know you need it. I'm doing my job. So you can listen to these things, write it down, and throw it over there on the shelf with everything else you've been doing that you haven't been fully executing or using or implementing into your life. That's up to you. I'm doing my job. All right. So when my mentor, he makes like $10 million a month, he tells me, hey, Ronnie, for straight 2 weeks, I need you to eat lima beans. I'm eating lima beans for 2 weeks. That's it. He didn't even say water. He said lima beans. I'm on a lima bean diet because this man knows what the heck he's talking about. And I'm paying him a lot of money. All right. So that's the same way you should feel. All right. So these are the things I've learned and I was taught and I use. Keyword, use. All right. So number one, find your sense of humor. All right. If you guys know me, I'm a goofy guy. I'm a funny guy. Just as on this live, I just been laughing and joking with you. You love that energy. All right. I find the humor in all things, good and bad. Let me read you my notes. All right. Number one, find your sense of humor. That's so important. I know y'all be expecting some formula, some algorithm, or EMC squared type of stuff, but it be so simple. That's why it's no excuse. Here are my notes. They say laughter is the best medicine. It's your body's way of coping with stress, releasing tension, and resetting your brain to be more positive. A good chuckle will release endorphins and dopamine, nature's feel-good chemical. I know you guys don't know about all of that, but that's what it does to the brain. All right, it's a feel-good chemical. It might seem unthinkable to find anything funny when you're struggling from one of life's blows. But sometimes just stepping back and seeing the humor of the situation can help lighten your mood and allow you to move forward. You may not be chuckling in the midst of a major setback, but give yourself some time. Finding your sense of humor when facing adversity or challenges or overwhelmment is a healthy way to build resilience, no matter how bad your situation is. Coming from a person who lost his entire home, thrown out on the street, all right, it hurt right then. After we finally got our stuff on the street and I was feeling sad and we was able to get it in storage, we got a temporary hotel room and all these things. You know what? I laughed. My wife was like, what the heck? Why are you laughing? I said, because I asked God to take all my stress away. I don't have to pay everything or worry about paying them anymore. It's all good. on the way up. Only way I can go now is up. My wife thought I was crazy. I'm excited. So I have no excuse. I have no worries. All that stuff is already done. I can stop stressing about it and really focus on trying to get us out of this mess. That's a win. She thought I was crazy. But then some days later, she like, you know what? You're crazy enough to be right. We laughed our way to the top. Number 2, all right? Number 2, be mentally prepared. Write it down. Be mentally prepared. You got to be prepared for this. I don't know why some people or a lot of people think that just because they made a decision to want to change their life for the better, that it's going to be so simple, a walk in the park, without first realizing that if it was truly that simple, everybody will be millionaires and billionaires. It'll be a utopia. Hey, all you got to do is just decide that you want to, and everything is going to fall right into your path. Step a stone, step by step, right to where you need to be. Nothing's going to stop you or hold it back. You just got to just say, I want it, and it just happens. Yeah, right. You better be mentally prepared. You get mentally prepared to go to work. You get mentally prepared to go to bed. You don't think it's going to be no different from being mentally prepared to start a whole business? Check this out. This is a quote from Benjamin Disraeli. That's Benjamin Disraeli. That's Disraeli. He's a British prime minister. And he's coming. I know his name from books, people. Hint, hint, hint. This is what he said. I am prepared for the worst, but hope for the best. Have you heard that before? I am prepared for the worst, but I hope for the best. I am prepared for the worst, but hope for the best. This was more than 185 years ago when he said these words, and they still inspire today. Being prepared means thinking through the worst case scenarios and considering how would you react or how you would react. This is one of the reasons why I tell you guys to do research. In your research, in the beginning stages, before you even go out there into the world, you're going to discover things you didn't know that could prepare you for what's coming. This is why I encourage people, listen, if I could go back in time, I would get a coach. I wouldn't have did what I did the way first. I would have put all that money into a coach, whoever I could afford. All right, what would your plan of action what would your plan of action be if you hit a crisis? All right, running through potential disasters on a regular basis builds mental strength and flexibility to overcome mishaps or catastrophes in real life. Let me say that for you again. Running through potential disasters on a regular basis builds mental strength and flexibility to overcome mishaps or catastrophes in real life. It doesn't mean you should dwell on negative possibilities. This is what we say. Oh, yeah, man, this is bad. Now I lost my job. Now I'm gonna lose my house. Now they're gonna repo my car. Now he's gonna get thrown in it. You automatically just assume all that is gonna happen right when the first bad thing happens. But if the worst happens, having thought through how you would react will help you from panicking and help you stay calm and rational. It won't feel so frightening because you won't be caught completely off guard. Highlight that. It won't feel so frightening because you won't be caught completely off guard because you were mentally prepared. Okay, my coach said this would happen. Oh, and my research, they said this would happen. Oh, this right here, it hasn't happened to me first. There's many more people. So this happened to me. Okay, I'm cool. This is what I need to do. Now that it did happen to me, yeah, that sucks. I was hoping it wouldn't, but this is what I need to do to get this, to get to the next step. Number 3. This is one of my favorites. Take stock, write this down. Take stock of all you've been through already. Man, y'all heard that term, count your blessings. Man, nobody does that first. Oh, I just lost everything. Let me count my blessings. Take stock of all you've been through already. They say what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. The hardships and misfortunes you've been through can give you confidence that you're capable of handling whatever comes your way. You've been in tough times before. How did you overcome adversity that time? What got you through that time? Your past experiences can help you find your inner strength and resilience. Hey, Ronnie, you've lost everything. You were literally sleeping on the road. Surely you can do this. God brought you through this. You got out of that mess. You can handle a few little nonsense of what's happening now. All right, you've heard of Maya Angelou. Check this out. She said this during an interview. We may encounter, this is Maya Angelou. Google her. If you don't know who Maya Angelou is, you should really, really be upset with yourself. All right, but we're going to save that for another video. We may encounter many defeats, but we must not be defeated. It may even be necessary to encounter the defeat. It may even be necessary to encounter the defeat so that we can know who we are, so that we can see, oh, that happened and I rose. That's going to go over y'all freaking heads. I did get knocked down flat in front of the whole world, and I rose. I didn't run away. I rose right where I'd been knocked down. And then that's how you get to know yourself. Ah, fire. Man, I got some stuff for y'all, boy. Let that sink in. Y'all better watch these replays. If you're on the replays, I want you, when you hear that right there, I want you to put rah right there in the comments, in whatever group you're in. If you live right now, put rah, put some fire, ah. Boy, that pumped me up right there. Number four. Adversity offers valuable insights. Freaking mosquito. Adversity is, hold on. Hey, all right. All right. Adversity is a great teacher. This is your chance to gain valuable insights, to truly learn from your mistakes so you'll have a better chance of success next time. However, you will have to engage in some self-reflection. Where and how did things go wrong? All right, I'm gonna read it a little bit. I'm gonna read it a little bit more. First, it was adversity offers valuable insights. That was number 4. Adversity is a great teacher. This is your chance to gain valuable insights, to truly learn from your mistakes so you'll have a better chance of success next time. However, you will have to engage in some self-reflection. Where and how did things go wrong? All right, so we're supposed to be learning through those experiences. Do you understand? Take a hard look at your planning. Did you miss something key? Consider your preparations. Were you ready for the challenges ahead? Look at your execution. Did you put in consistent effort? You was off and on. You was hot and cold. Some days you was warm. Focus on areas that are within your control, because you know what you have control over. And you ask yourself, what more can you do next time? This is from Mark Cuban. I love using quotes. It's not me saying this. Mark Cuban. If you don't know who that is, you should be upset with yourself. This is what Mark Cuban said. With every effort, I learned a lot. With every mistake and failure, not only mine, but of those around me, I learned what not to do. Ooh, boy. One more time for me, Ronnie. Okay, I got you. Mark Cuban. With every effort, I learned a lot. With every mistake and failure, not only mine, but of those around me, I learned what not to do. Everybody want to know what to do. What about what not to do? How do you learn that? Sometimes you may have to fail, or what you call failure, but it's a lesson. You need to take notes, assess that situation, and not let it happen again. If you're in control, ask yourself those questions. Let's keep it going. Number five, make peace with the situation. Make peace with the situation. Whatever that is, make peace with it. Now is not the time to blame others for what happened. Ooh, Ronnie, all right, y'all can leave the Zoom now. Y'all can leave Facebook. Y'all can leave the Discord. Now is not the time to blame others for what happened. I know y'all don't want to hear that. Moping around and feeling sorry for yourself will do you no good and can actually sabotage your ability to come up with solutions and next steps forward. Man, I could do this if my wife would take care of the kids and keep them out of my way. I could do this if I had more time on my job, off of my job. I could do this if it was more than 24 hours in the day instead it was 37. I could do this if I had more money. I could do this if I went to college. You're blaming everybody but yourself. There's some people that came from less, with harder situations and have triumphed. Listen, it's important that you consider what mistakes or missteps you might have made. Spend time processing what you could have done differently and take responsibility for your actions. You knew before you went into it, you only had 24 hours. You was gonna have to work your job 12 of them freaking hours. You knew that before you went in it. Before you started, your wife couldn't keep the kids from out of the room where you study at for an hour so you could really focus. You knew all that going in there. It don't matter if, baby, can you just give me 1 hour with the kids? And she ain't doing that. And you blaming her. Or you blaming your kids. I know this hurt, but it's the truth. You trying to tell me your wife and your kids stopping you from making $1 million? Stop. It's you, baby. Make peace with what happened. Accept the situation for what it is and move on. This is Steve Jobs. I got these quotes for you. I heard of Steve Jobs. God bless him, wherever he dwells. Sometimes when you innovate, you make mistakes. It's best to admit them quickly and get on with improving your other innovations. That's deep. Billionaire, one of the founders and creators and owners of Apple, Steve Jobs. He wore the same black shirt every time I saw him. If you could keep yourself on mute, we are recording. All right, number 6, embrace adversity as a chance for opportunity. All right, you heard that? Embrace adversity as a chance for opportunity. Life is full of adversity and struggle. It's through difficult times that we learn the most important lessons in life and build resilience. There's that word again, resilience. Adversity often presents opportunities we might otherwise miss. Now is your chance to dig deep and face this obstacle head on. Hard times present you with the chance to change course, reinvent yourself, and find an undiscovered bridge that will get you over this hurdle. I know that was way too much information for you. You might have to check the replay on that, but that was powerful. Napoleon Hill. I've been telling everybody to read this book. Some of you guys have already read it. You got to reread it. I've been reading Think and Grow Rich for now probably like 8 years. I read it at least 3 times a year. And it's like I find stuff I missed. I keep reading that bad boy all the time. All right. He wrote Think and Grow Rich, and he framed it this way. All right, Napoleon Hill. Every adversity has the seed of an equivalent or greater benefit. Every adversity has the seed of an equivalent or greater benefit. The true secret to success is the ability to embrace adversity as a chance to change ourselves and our situation. Bars. Give him a hip hop award, an Oscar, a Golden Globe, what a SAG. Give him something. Take it to his tomb. Just leave it there. Number 7. Ooh, I'm gonna keep it moving. Number 7. This is so hard. Man, hold on, let me take a drink. I gotta get ready for this one. This boy, oh my God. Y'all hear me say this in all my content. Refuse to give up. Write that down and circle it and highlight it. Make it in all caps, put exclamations and emojis by it. Everything. Refuse to give up. Number 7. That needs to be number 1, 2, and 3. To overcome a crisis, you need to fully commit to finding a way forward. Your journey is going to be different from everybody else because you're in a totally different situation, totally different country, totally different mindset. All of those things, you guys. But you still got to commit and find a way forward for whatever mess you're in, you're trying to get out of. I don't know everything about you. I can't help you with every single thing. But you can, and you got to figure it out and find a way. You must approach the problem determined and motivated. This will create a mindset where you look at adversity as something to be overcome and solved, not passively accepted. Oh man, guys, I hope you can get that. Sometimes dilemmas and obstacles are a chance to create alternative paths, to dream bigger, to push forward, and take even larger leaps. But whatever you do, you can't give up. This is from Michael Jordan. Y'all heard of him, right? This is what he said. I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I have lost almost 300 games. On 26 occasions, I have been entrusted to take the game-winning shot and I missed. I have failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed. If you refuse to give up, you will always go further than you expected. I said that wrong. If you don't, oh, I said that right. If you refuse to give up, you will always go further than you expected. I promise you that. I promise you that. Number 8, have a purpose. That's number 8, have a purpose. Write it down. Have a purpose. Have a purpose. That's why I say I don't start communities. I don't find niches. Don't find a niche. Find a movement. When life gets tough, it helps to have a crystal clear idea of why you're doing what you're doing. Boy, that is some juice right there. Y'all better listen. If you have purpose and passion for your goals, you'll be motivated to keep pushing through until you're successful. That motivation could be just wherever you living at. It might just be a catastrophe, chaotic. That could be your wife, that could be your family, whatever. Sometimes things happen beyond your control. You got to understand that. It's not always going to be your fault. You just got dealt some bad things in life. And that can knock the wind out of your sails. But if you're working on something meaningful to you, you'll always find a way back to it. I don't know if I wouldn't have had my wife and my family, I'm not really sure how I would have kept going, because they were my why outside of myself, but I wanted them to be happy more than myself because they deserved it and I loved them. It's scary to think, looking back, if all this would have happened and I was by myself, I probably would have accepted it because I didn't have a why. If I wouldn't have had a why before it happened, yeah, I definitely would have been successful. But at that particular time, and still to this day, everything I do is for my wife and my family. Those days I don't feel like doing anything. I want to be lazy. I think of that situation when it was horrible, and I remember that I'm blessed to be in this situation. This is what I asked God for, and I get my butt up and go do what I'm supposed to do. When something is important to you, you'll be driven to continue pursuing your dreams. This is from Oprah Winfrey. All right, she's a great example of this. She's overcome great adversity and became a multi-billionaire doing what she loved. As she puts it, passion is energy. I gotta tweet that. I don't be realizing sometimes I be saying some stuff, man. I hope one day people be quoting me. That's man. Passion is energy. Feel the power that comes from focusing on what excites you. Oh, righty. Feel the power that comes from focusing on what excites you. Oh, that's brilliant. Number 9, keep a positive mindset. Keep a positive mindset. Keep a positive mindset. Yes. You know what I mean? That goes back to all those books and stuff I'll be talking about, those affirmations. All right. A healthy dose of optimism goes a long way when you're faced with a bad situation. It may seem cliche, but sometimes the darkest storm clouds really do have silver linings. It turns out that developing a positive mindset is an important coping skill when dealing with adversity. It's true, you need to be realistic and see a situation clearly. But if you constantly frame everything in a negative way, you'll only see the bad. Try cultivating positivity and refuse to let pessimistic voices and naysayers invade your mind. And do whatever you have to do to protect it. Some people might think you crazy. Yeah, they think you don't see that all this bad stuff is happening around you. Yeah, you do. You know it. You're just not letting it determine what's going to happen next or where it's going, because you're in control of how it ends. You're in the middle of a chapter of your book. Everything that's happening is part of your story. You are not at the ending. You're just at chapter 9, chapter 36 in your life. Where do they see the last chapter or the last page? That was deep. Number 10, this is it. We're going to ride out. I'm going to drop this replay. All right. Believe in your capabilities. That's number 10. Believe in your capabilities. People who rebound from adversity begin by believing they are capable of finding a way forward. People who rebound from adversity begin by believing they are capable of finding a way forward. If you feel hopeless and powerless, it's unlikely you'll find a way to be successful. Are you able to control your emotions? Everything we just said led up to this. You have to have self-confidence and a strong belief in your capabilities to overcome difficult times. That could be the core essence of the problem and why you so quote unquote feel like you always fail and lose. Do you believe in yourself? Or do you just believe in your mentor? Do you just believe in the product? Do you just believe in the business? Do you just believe in the brand? But do you believe in yourself to make all that other nonsense happen? You have to be open-minded and willing to leverage your talent, know-how, and ingenuity to overcome adversity. If you need more inspiration, check out this story about Walt Disney. He was fired from his first job for not being creative enough. Can y'all believe that? Walt Disney was fired from his first job because he wasn't considered to be creative. And what if he would have believed they were right and he never did all the stuff that's happening right now in our lives with Disney Channel and Disney Plus and Disney characters and Disney World and Disneyland and resorts and carnivals and cruises, how they have changed so much in our lives and now our kids' lives and all across the world. What if he wouldn't believe that he was creative enough? Listen, Disney never stopped believing in himself and in his dreams. He went on to found what is now the Walt Disney Company, blah, a multinational mass media conglomerate. But he once said, all the adversity I've had in my life, all my troubles and obstacles have strengthened me. You may not realize it when it happens, but a kick in the teeth may be the best thing in the world for you. Say it again, Mr. Disney. All the adversity I had in my life, all my troubles and obstacles have strengthened me. You may not realize it when it happens, but a kick in the teeth may be the best thing in the world for you. Billionaire, many times over, the name Disney is powerful. You may not even look like you're at Disney. You walk into a building and they say, what's your name? My name is Ronnie Disney. Oh, are you related to the Disneys of Walt Disney? You might say no, but everybody gonna turn around and be like, whoa, Disney? Powerful. Listen, all right? It's not always gonna be as easy as you think. In most cases, it's never gonna be as easy as you think, all right? And the term too good to be true, if that's if people are telling you that, you should run from it. All right. But it may be good and it may be true, but it's not going to turn out the way you thought it was going to be, because that nobody can promise you what's going to happen step by step, day by day, minute by minute, whatever. Nobody knows that except God. But I want you to know you're in control of all those things. You're in control of the situation. You're in control of your mindset. You're in control of how it ends. You have to be positive, you have to believe in yourself, you have to be self-confident, and you have to refuse to give up. You have to find a way to make yourself laugh in the midst of all this hell and look at the bright side of things and remember where you came from and where you are and why you're doing it. Other people are probably dependent on you. To quit can be sometimes selfish. And you're not just letting yourself down, but everybody else who believed in you is crushed. And that's the legacy you're leaving. And at the end of your life, the moment that day you quit and you never did what you were probably put on this earth to do, that's bigger than you, that you can't even see at this time, you quit at the end of your life. On your deathbed, you're going to look back and you're going to say, what if, and have so much regret, and your life is going to be miserable. I'd rather die trying. I can live with that. I can't live with not knowing and what if. That's it, you guys. I'm going to drop the notes and I'm going to drop the replay. Thank you guys so much. It's going to be happening again, same time. This is every Wednesday for everybody who is in my private groups. Mindset coaching is 4:30 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you show up and show up early. All right, come with your pens and your papers, man. You need this every single day, but at least try and make it here on Wednesdays once a week. You need this if you're trying to make money. All right, I want you guys to do this. All right. I want you to tell me your takeaways in all the groups, wherever you're from. If you showed up, go in the groups and tell me what was your main takeaway and what touched you the most. I want to know. All right. Also, if you have any other questions, ask me those in those groups, and I'll probably come out with a mindset coaching specifically to any of one of those things that we talked about today. All right. But do not, I repeat, do not take all this information and put it to the side. Don't do that. Don't put it to the side. Put it in your heart. Put it in your mind. Put it into your life. Put it in your home. All right? And use it to your advantage. That's where everybody makes the mistakes. So when you forget this stuff, you got Post-its all the freaking where, you got stuff taped to you, whatever you got to do to remind yourself to keep a positive mindset about this situation. All right, that is the biggest piece of advice I can give you guys. I love you all with all my heart, because without you guys, there would be no me. So I thank you. God used you to bring it to my life, and he's using me to help get you where you need to be. And I thank you that we're both working together to help each other out. And I would never, ever, ever, ever take that lightly, as long as I'm breathing. Y'all know how it ends. Stay blessed. I will see you on the other side of success. Let's go.